This is a video for all of the newly engaged couples. First and foremost, congratulations. This is arguably one of the most exciting moments of your life. With that comes so many big decisions and stressful moments that are going to come with all of the wedding planning that you have to come. I am a 2023 bride who has been sharing my tips, tricks, and wedding planning process on TikTok with you all. So these are my tips for all of the newly engaged couples as your next steps to planning your wedding. First and foremost, take time for yourself. Just take time to enjoy being engaged. Planning a wedding can be so stressful, and taking the time to just enjoy like your newly engaged life with your significant other is going to be so nice and relaxing before you really get into the nitty-gritty of reaching out to venues and vendors. You will thank me later, I promise you. My fiance proposed to me right before his birthday, and his birthday wish was that we took 1 week to wait until we really got into the deep diving of the wedding planning process. Step 2, set your wedding budget. Before booking any venue tours, make sure you're setting a budget for yourself. On every tour you go to, they're going to kind of ask in some capacity what your price point is for price per plate or overall for your wedding date. I'd say about 75% of our wedding budget went towards our venue itself. The rest of that 25% you can divvy up between your photographer, your DJ or band, florist, any other decor vendors that you're going to be working with, photo booths, etc. Once you have those like broad numbers, you can really get into the depths of wedding planning. Step 3, and this will probably change closer to the date of your wedding, but come up with a general idea of who you think you might be inviting to your wedding. The reason for this being is most of the venues do charge for price per plate. So depending on how many guests you're inviting to your wedding, this is going to change how much your venue is going to cost. Also keep in mind, once you go on these venue tours, a lot of the times they're going to ask you how many guests you plan on having. This also limits you to certain venues, because if you're going to have like 300 guests, you can't go to a venue that their max capacity is 150. Once you have your budget and a broad idea of like who you might be inviting to your wedding, step 4, you can start reaching out to venues. This is the most exciting part for me for wedding planning, because finding a venue that you want to get married in really sets your mood for the day. Once you have your venue figured out, pretty much everything else falls into place. Then, like I said, you can take the rest of that budget and start figuring out what your budget is for your florist, your DJ, photographer, videographer, etc. Really make sure to make time to reach out to those vendors because they do book up quickly. I'd say prioritize your top 2 to 3 most important and make sure to get those booked. I hope this was super helpful, and be sure to follow along if you're interested in some more wedding planning content. See you guys soon and have a great day.